Wow, that was a beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the beautiful voices this morning. Thank you. We are nurses and doctors here in your community. We are community health nurses and doctors in Lekwungen, unceded Lekwungen territories in Victoria. And we are representing a group of healthcare practitioners here in your city. And I myself am a birth worker. I work for a Nesting Doula Collective, and I'm also a community health nurse. And we're also representing midwives, physicians, and doctors all around the world who are standing against the genocide in Palestine. We're here to denounce the targeted destruction of hospitals and healthcare facilities and the killing of healthcare workers in Palestine. We stand with the healthcare workers in Palestine who are calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza and an end to Israeli apartheid. Yeah. By the words of Dr. Nala, in Gaza, for the last 107 days, healthcare workers have no electricity, no fuel, and they're using their phone flashlights to perform major surgeries. Shame, yeah. And in Gaza, healthcare workers are seeing their own children wheeled into the hospital while they are working. And these children are often dead or in pieces. In Gaza, healthcare workers are missing and kidnapped by Israeli forces. And in Gaza, healthcare workers are shot at while they're trying to take safe escape rooms that Israel tells them to take. And in Gaza, hospitals are besieged where healthcare workers are being shot at. In Gaza, there's a new term now called WCNSF, Wounded Child No Surviving Family. And it's an acronym used for children orphaned because of the Israeli military. And this is a term that has only come out of the genocide in Gaza. For the last 107 days, being a healthcare worker in Gaza has been hell. As a nurse, my job is to help create an environment of healing so that each person is given a humane life. That's our job. And I could not do any of this if my workplace and place of healing is constantly being bombed and deprived of essential resources like water, electricity, and medications. As a birth worker, my job is to support birthers, bringing new life into this world in a dignified way. And approximately 180 births birthers are delivering every day in Gaza under rubble, without clean water and pain medications. Shame. In this country, Canada, so-called Canada, healthcare system leadership pressures anti-racism and equity and cultural safety in its strategic plans, and yet they won't even denounce an active genocide. Healthcare workers are speaking up around the world, and yet our workplaces today are still silencing us or choosing to remain neutral. We denounce the silencing and censorship of healthcare workers here in so-called Canada, where students like Dr. Yipeng Ji and Dr. Ben Thompson, they're suspended for speaking out on Palestinian rights. And we are calling all healthcare workers and healthcare facilities to be silent no more. We demand that our healthcare institutions in so-called Canada practice their own value statements and demand a ceasefire. We are for the people, and we help sustain life and health. And we cannot stay silent as 1 million people remaining in Gaza are denied a right to basic health care because of Israel's occupation. In alignment with the group demands of Healthcare Workers Alliance for Palestinians, we call for 1, a ceasefire now, an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and an end to the ongoing genocide of Palestinian people. And number 2, we call for an end on the war on healthcare workers, an immediate end to the targeting of healthcare facilities and healthcare workers, and a strong condemnation of the deliberate destruction of healthcare systems in Gaza. Those responsible should be held accountable for their war crimes. Number 3, we call for an ending the siege of Gaza, an immediate end to the 17-year illegal siege on Gaza, and opening the Rafah crossing to allow for medical and humanitarian aid to flow unimpeded. And number 4, we call for an end to the occupation, an end to the illegal and ongoing occupation of Palestine and the apartheid system. Thank you. Do you have anything to add?
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Healthcare workers, nurses, and doctors. We're calling for that in all our workplaces.